Welcome to Fly or Die. I'm Eric Schoenfeld.
And I'm John Biggs.
And today we're going to look at the HP touchpad.
Yep, exactly.
Which is just coming out. This is HP's first attempt at a tablet with the WebOS that they bought from Palm.
Mm-hmm. So basically we have a 9-inch touchpad, 1.2 gigahertz processor. It's $499 for 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes is $599.
So about $100 less than an iPad.
Basically. So you have an induction charger here that it's sitting on, so you don't actually have a dock. You can get an optional Bluetooth keyboard, that sort of thing. One interesting thing is that when you bring your Palm phone up to the window,
Palm phone that does not exist in the U.S.
Yes, this is going to be on AT&T eventually. Mm-hmm. You can actually bring the website that you're viewing over to. You can bring the website that you're viewing over to your phone, and you can carry it around.
You can keep on reading it if you're.
So you're looking at a Yelp website or whatever, and you can bring it to your phone.
That's interesting. Or you could just use a mobile browser that syncs, and you can just have it picked up on your mobile phone.
You could do any number of things. We have a number of applications. You have your pictures and things. It brings in all your Facebook pictures, so you can see all your Facebook pictures.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
And it does video chat, that sort of thing.
And does it have any apps that are unique to the? There is one big app, right?
The most unique one that you could think of is Facebook, which doesn't exist on the
Now,
iPad.
This is huge because we've been waiting for a Facebook app on the iPad for a long time, and it seems like it's been held up because of the politics between Facebook and Apple. And now for Facebook to come out and launch on WebOS before the iPad, and I think before Android too, if I'm not mistaken, that's a pretty big statement. Either that or HP paid them a lot.
So what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's a very strong effort, and I love the fact that there's more competition in tablets, and I think we need to have more competition. I think that it's too little too late. If you just compare it, if you pick it up, for instance, it's just about as thick as an old iPad, and we took a picture before, if we can get that up. So the one on the left is the old iPad, the first iPad. The one in the middle is the touchpad, the HP touchpad, and the one on the right is the new iPad. The new iPad's much thinner. You have things like this where, I don't know if you can see that, but the speakers are just exposed, little things like that. It doesn't really, it feels kind of clunky.
It takes a lot of fingerprints. As soon as
it's very smudgy. It takes a lot of fingerprints. The big problem though is the apps, I think. And there aren't a lot of apps that I can tell from, just looking at what's available in the shopping bag. And it's a big problem, right? Because if you're a developer, you're going to be developing for iPad and Android tablets first, and then now this is trying to get that third spot, and it's going to have the same problem that the Playbook does, for BlackBerry or even Windows tablets do, and I just don't see what they have to sell a lot of these before developers are going to come along, and I think it's just for that reason alone I'm going to give it a die.
See, I agree with you that the development isn't there. There's a lot of apps for WebOS. People have been building them for a few years now.
And they work in sort of smaller mode?
I really like the OS. You notice you can throw away things.
That's cool.
And it's kind of fun. It's an interesting way of multitasking. It's an interesting UI. The operating system's fairly fast when it wants to be. When it gets testy, it's not as exciting. You have lots of accessories, and you have a fan base that's just ravenous about Palm.
Okay.
I sort of dismissed Palm when it first came out because I knew it was too small to survive. Now that HP has it, they could put it anywhere. The plan is to put the WebOS on top of Windows in some cases. So
I just don't understand why HP spent billions of dollars for Palm to get their own OS. They could have come out with an Android tablet and gotten, just as many benefits, all the same benefits that they do with their own OS.
They sell a lot of Windows machines, and they probably didn't want to anger Microsoft by bringing in Android or bringing in a competitor. This is their own stuff. This is sort of like you could say that it's a shell on top of Windows when you run it on PCs, that sort of thing. So
I guess so, but the problem is with tablets is that you know, it's not like the PC world where you had Macs and then you had Windows-based PCs and you had different manufacturers all building Windows-based PCs. And if you were a software developer, as long as you built on Windows, it didn't matter if it was HP or Samsung or whoever, Motorola, right? Although they didn't make PCs, but now with the tablets they do. Your app would work on that operating system. Today, the Windows for tablets seems to be Android. Android is trying to get that position where it's across many manufacturers and the apps work across the manufacturers. And then for a third OS to come in is just very challenging.
I think.
And HP is a device manufacturer.
Yeah.
They're not
I want these guys
an
to
OS.
succeed. I want this OS to succeed. Is it going to? I can't tell right now. I really like it. I'm going to give it a fly.
I want a lot of things too.
I do want a lot of
Yeah.
things. I'm giving it a fly.
You're giving it a fly, all right.
Just because I like the OS.
Well, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I think that the more competition, the better. I just think that the dynamics of the tablet market are going to be very different here, and even HP isn't going to be able to muscle this through because they're really dependent on developers. And right now, it just seems like they're trying to buy the developers and get them to pay them to develop these apps, and that's maybe that's a way to jumpstart it, but I just don't see that driving sales of the tablets.
We shall see.
We shall see.